Thor!
That was good.
Uh-huh.
You know,
I
hate Marvel Studios. They just make terrible films.
terrible. God awful. God, Thor, is a god of thunder. Moving right along to Thor, which we already moved on to.
Yeah. Thor.
Review.
So, what did you think about Thor?
Let me tell you what I thought. I thought it was absolutely fantastic. I really did.
I agree 100%.
We're kind of silly because if you watched the Nerd Update, we weren't excited about Thor, really. We kind of made fun. Originally, and then we kind of got more excited, but we originally, he and I, not Thor readers, were huge comic book fans. I'm just not a huge fan of Thor.
Not either.
Anyway, we read pretty much any comic that you give to us.
Thor just never really
never got into our awareness, and so I think we both came out huge Thor fans now.
Oh, I want to read any Thor comic I can get my hands on. Actually, at the moment, I was blown away by the movie.
Absolutely.
I think it had just the right amounts of everything. The action was fantastic. I thought the special effects were very well done.
Oh, absolutely.
I thought that the acting, I really enjoyed all of the acting.
I thought a lot of the mean, cynical people, are ripping on Chris Hemsworth, who played
portrayal of Thor,
and he was fantastic. I thought
he did play kind of a dope, but that's kind of what Thor is.
He's a fish out of water. He's a god amongst humans, and just seeing him have to adjust to that kind of a thing was, I think, very enjoyable and very well handled.
I agree.
It wasn't like, oh, look at Thor, he's so funny, But it was subtle enough, and it hit all the right things that I just felt.
I agree.
It was really good.
And he looked the part. Honestly,
he did.
That's another thing. The costuming, everything. Actually, I just thought casting was great for looks.
I think in terms of performances, Tom Hiddleston, who played Loki, was incredible.
Phenomenal.
Probably my favorite portrayal of a Marvel villain on film, not just in Marvel Studios, but in all the Marvel superhero movies. Loki is, in my opinion, the coolest villain. And
exciting note, he will be in the Avengers.
Yep.
So hopefully get to see that wonderful performance again.
The one confirmed villain that we know will be in the Avengers will be Loki, and I just can't wait to see him again.
Yeah.
Because every second that he was on screen was just very enjoyable.
Agreed. Anthony Hopkins, I thought, played a great Odin.
Absolutely.
He was just fantastic, in my opinion. Natalie Portman is always wonderful.
Fantastic.
On screen, I think.
No, really. Absolutely.
She's really talented.
And I think you go away from the movie with a greater appreciation for one of Marvel's very underappreciated heroes.
And people, a lot of cynical audiences have looked at it in the sense of it was too silly and everything. It's like, he's a god. I mean, there is something inherently silly about a god coming to Earth and fighting a battle. There is something, admittedly, inherently slightly silly about superheroes. I think that Thor did an excellent job of taking the silliness and giving it a very slight element of camp. Nothing where it's over the top like Adam West Batman.
Absolutely.
But something to it where it's it's good humor laced throughout it, as well as a great story and good drama throughout, and great action. So
just really enjoyable all the way through.
Yeah.
And in terms of how it ties in with the Avengers, got me pumped up.
There are some amazing times.
We probably shouldn't spoil too much, but just look out for Hawkeye, because Hawkeye shows up.
It's cool. The event, Marvel Studios breaks their formulaic after the credits hero introduction or hero hinting at, I guess, and they actually show Hawkeye at some point during the movie without even naming him.
Right.
Which is really awesome.
It's a great subtle hint that I think comic book people will really appreciate. Not having to, oh look, it's Hawkeye. We're setting this up. It was handled very well.
Although, stay for after the credits. There's some fantastic groundwork for the Avengers. Look out for the Cosmic Cube.
Cosmic Cube, the most sought-after item in the Marvel Universe, probably.
If you don't know what it is, Like, I didn't. You should Wikipedia it.
It's actually very interesting.